Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another comic book review. This time I'm going to take a look at 3 different books, just kind of a hodgepodge of some things I had left over that I really wanted to bring up and talk about. The first is a Vertigo one-shot book. It's called Ghosts, and this is a pretty thick book. It's $8, but it's a really, really thick book. There's some really great stories in it. The artwork's nice. I do enjoy it. Some murder mysteries. They're all about some kind of demons or ghosts or things to that kind of nature. There's a really good story with basically a ghost from somebody's past taking over, coming to life, and how everybody liked his old version of him better. Everybody wants to hang out with him. He ends up working with them, and the guy's like, I was better that way. So he goes back to himself, and then his ghost version has evolved into his work version, which is kind of cool. It's kind of a fun little story. There's also a really great story. It's kind of the Twinkle's Tales, kind of a Hardy's Boys type story that's going to get continued into another anthology collection. Kids kind of looking for a cat, and a little kids detective agency, and they get pulled into a cult by, looks like a demon or something, so that was kind of cool. Another great story, The Wallflower. There's them getting pulled into the cult. The Wallflower, which is really, really cool. It's kind of a 50s style story, talking, about the 1950s nuclear family. A guy meets girl, wife keeps house, has kids, raises kids, guy goes to work, goes through the 60s, all that stuff. They basically get into this boring life, and by the time the kid's raised and gone, the wife's like a ghost. The guy totally ignores the wife. She gets mad. She ends up leaving. She becomes successful, becomes a painter. The guy's life goes downhill because the wife isn't there. And then at the end, he's the one that becomes the ghost of the past. So very interesting. So not all of them are actual ghost stories per se. Very Twilight Zone-like. Some other stuff, The Boy and the Old Man. This is kind of interesting. It's got some straight sketch art. Story's okay. I like the artwork, I think, better than that. This was my personal favorite, The Bowl of Chili. This is kind of like the Deal with the Devil sort of thing, where these foodies who are judging for best chili come to this guy. He goes, yeah, you got to have the best chili. And it's a demon pepper that makes it. And this one guy, you got to be the perfect chili. However, it's either going to be great or it's going to be horrible. And this one guy takes a bite, and he basically burns up. The chili kills him and sets him ablaze. The chick, she takes a bite of the chili, basically has this like sexual fetish orgasm thing where she becomes a pepper plant, and very odd. She just like goes into the pleasure. So the first one's all about pain, the second one's about the pleasure and everything, and then the third guy's kind of left at the end like, okay, what's going to happen to you? You better pick, you better be the right pick for it. So probably my favorite story out of the entire book. Some very interesting things. Definitely worth a pickup. It's a one-shot. I like those kind of things. I think they make for good reading. Another book that I picked up was a Wolverine Art Appreciated book. And basically this is a book about some of the different covers, some of the Wolverine covers, and just kind of talks about some of the art and everything to it, what inspired it, from the writers, all that kind of stuff. So all in all, it's a really, really good book if you're just into the artwork. So here are the different covers it talks about. And what I really like, it's got this vinyl cover that almost feels like a canvas wraparound, and I just picked it up and fell in love with it. I thought it was a great idea. It's a great flip through, some really great artwork, very artistic. I like the story behind some of them. I like the James Bond looking image there. I thought that was pretty cool. So definitely a fun little read. Interesting kind of the background on some of the characters. Really kind of dig that. And of course there's also some of the other ones here. This is a good one, kind of a old artist pop of a classic Claremont book. Let's see what else. There's another one here. The guy that does the Max, the artist that does the Max, has one in here that's really cool. Let's see if I can find it. The Garfield one. Peanuts and Garfield, that's pretty good. The comic strips. Can't really find it on there in the book, but there it is right there. Very cool. Of course, Wolverine has a Max crossover out right now. So very nice, very cool. Definitely a pickup. But this has probably been my favorite book I've picked up in a while. Rover Red Charlie. It's the name of dogs. And essentially, this whole book is the end of the world looked through the eyes of these dogs. Artwork is really good. Definitely enjoy the artwork. Very cool stuff. And I got to tell you, this book broke my heart. The dogs don't understand what's going on. People are going crazy, some kind of rage-like virus, or attacking each other, killing each other, and the dogs are just dogs. You know, dogs love unconditionally, and they just don't understand why these people are hurting each other, hurting other dogs, and they're just going crazy. They call humans feeders. When they bark, they're just yelling, "I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog," and the humans speak gibberish. There are certain words that they understand, like run and sit and stay and food and things to that kind of nature, but for the most part they don't understand them. And it's these three little dogs. They're friends. They know each other from the dog park. The border collie is a seeing eye dog, and the other two are pets. There's a fourth one that ends up getting killed that they didn't like much anyway, but it's absolutely a phenomenal read. Great idea. Garth Ennis is the writer here, and I mean, it broke my heart, and I never get that emotionally involved in a story like that, and this really tugged at my heartstrings. So if you have not picked this up, this is an absolute must-read. So there it is, Rover Red Charlie. If you're into artwork and cover and like the history of it, definitely pick up the Art Appreciation book for Wolverine, and if you like one-shot books, Ghosts from DC Vertigo, absolutely good stuff. So there it is, the comic book review of the week. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Look for more comic book reviews in the future.